Yes, welcome back. Welcome back to Fantastic Friday here on News Talk 93 FM. We're locked into the segment Talk the Ting, and it's yours truly, Mr. Fresh Concepts. And today's discussion, we're going to continue with our discussion segment right now, and we're looking on the do's and don'ts of election day. Yeah, man, a lot of persons out there, they understand the voting process and all these things, but sometimes they don't know what really they are entitled to do or what they should be doing at the polling station and what is not allowed on election day. So we're going to be going through those steps. Earlier in the break, I gave you guys some information on what to do to prepare for election day. For example, ensure that you are registered on the voters list. Know your polling station, where to go when you are to vote. Keep your voter's ID safe. Ensure you have it handy because you're going to need it on election day to ensure a smooth process while voting. And plan ahead. You know, election day begins, the voting process begins at 7 a.m. That's when the polls are open, and the polls are closed at 5 p.m. So you want to ensure that you schedule your day so that you are able to visit the polling station within this time frame and get back to work. Check with your employer, ensure that you have your schedule set and you don't cause any mix or fuss at the people in work. Yeah. And finally, stay calm, relax. I mean, there's a lot of excitement going on and a lot of tension is in the air, but try and remain calm. If you want to express a point, let's not make it into an argument. Remember, it's one country. We are together. So let's act as if we are one. Yeah, let's unite. We're coming together. So it's not a fight, people. It's about unity. All right. So I'm going to jump now into the do's and don'ts of election day. Before I do so, let me take a quick look on our Instagram page. We got some comments coming in. I want to say big up to our new visitor on Instagram Live. Go on, check in. All right. Just hit the follow button if you're new to Fantastic Friday. All right. So Fiona says, make sure to stay to the end, making sure you see that your ballot has been cast. It's been put in the voter's box. All right. Before leaving, observe the process of your ballot going into the box before you go. And that's very good. I mean, that's usually a part of the process. That part usually takes place when you dip your finger in the ink, but we'll get there. So we're going to look at the do's and don'ts of election day. All right, so what do we start with? We start with the do's. All right, so the do's and don'ts of election day. Let's start with the do's, a positive note. So when you arrive at your polling station, this is how, you want to allow for a smooth voting process. Number one, bring your voter's ID. It is the first things officials will ask for when you are at the polling station. So on election day, ensure you bring your voter's ID. All right. If you don't have your ID, there are ways to allow your, enable you to vote once you are on the voters list. However, that might take a bit more time. So to allow for a smooth process, ensure that you have your voter's ID. Number two, wait your turn, man. Wait your turn. So when you enter the polling station or your community center where the voting will take place, there might be a line. Yeah? Just join the line and wait patiently. Everyone has the same right to vote. So this is not the time to fight, to skip, to push, to pull, to cut the line. This is what we want to recommend. A peaceful flow of activities. So wait your turn, join the line, and listen to the instructions of the poll clerk or whoever is in authority at the polling station. There will be officers there as well to assist and direct you. So just follow the instructions, wait your turn, then you'll get your chance to vote. All right, so I see more comments coming in on the Instagram Live as well. TikTok people will share the video with you as well after. All right, so checking in on our Instagram comments right now. So far, bring your voter's ID, wait your turn. Number 3, follow instructions. Election workers will check your name, issue your ballot, and explain exactly what to do. So, if you don't remember now, if you spoke to somebody from EOJ and they gave you the guidelines, on the day, you will also get instructions of how to properly mark your ballot, how to fold your ballot, as well as how to return with your ballot paper and hand it to the election day worker or the poll clerk or the presiding officer. All right, so ensure that you follow the instructions carefully, because this will allow you to vote and have a successful voting process. All right, so ensure that you follow the instructions very carefully. All right, so checking in on the comments as I said before. Let's see here. See Kenisha checking in as well. Fiona says, hey Kenisha, how you doing? Leave your loud voice at home. That's for the persons who don't want to wait. Yes. So persons who are coming into the polling station and making up noise, yeah, we'll soon get to the don'ts. All right, but for now, bring your voter's ID, wait your turn, wait in the line. If there is a line, if there's no line, we understand, they'll invite you in. So you won't have to ask any questions. All right, and then further instructions. Number 4, on the do's list, mark your X carefully. All right, there's a specific area inside the box where you are to mark your X beside your chosen candidate. A messy mark could spoil your vote. All right, so ensure that you follow the instructions clearly and put your X in the box where you would like to vote. You're going to get the pictures of the representatives, and there's going to be the name beside the pictures, and there's going to be a section of the box where you're supposed to mark your X. You'll also receive these instructions on election day, but it's always good to prepare ahead of time, and that's why we're here to give you these easy and simple tips. All right, number 5, you want to fold your ballot and return it properly to the poll clerk or presiding officer available. There's a specific way to fold your ballot so that your vote is not exposed. If you expose your vote, that paper will be considered a spoiled ballot and it will not be entered into the box. All right, because remember, the voting process should remain anonymous. No one in the polling station should be able to see what candidate you selected and then put that same paper into the ballot box. That's not how the process works. All right, so it's an anonymous process where you mark your ballot, fold it so that your mark is hidden, and then it's placed in the box. All right, for voting later now, they will count the paper and your hands won't be on it, so they won't know who cast that particular vote. All right, so ensure that you fold your ballot paper carefully so that their vote is not exposed, and you return that paper to the poll clerk or presiding officer on scene. Number 6, keep your decision private. No one has the right to pressure you or question you of your choice on election day. So if you're in the polling station, persons are asking you who you voted for, they don't have any legal right to compel you to tell them. So keep your decision private. Don't tell anybody who you vote for. Just vote, head back home or head back to work, nice and peaceful manner. It's not your duty to declare in the polling station who you just voted for. I mean, no one will see pretty much who you voted for, so you can shout out anything. But at the end of the day, to ensure we're all about a smooth and fair, easy and fair election process. So please don't be calling out who you voted for or showing anybody the marks that you put on the paper. Just fold the paper, return it to the poll clerk, who will instruct you the next step. All right, they'll tell you to fold it, they'll tell you to dip your finger in the ink, and while your finger is being submerged in the ink, your ballot will be placed in the ballot box. Now they say, why are you going to mark up my finger? Why are you going to make it purple or whatever it is, and it's going to stain for these people? The ink generally lasts about 24 hours, sometimes a little bit over that. And that's for the purpose of election day, to ensure that no voter votes more than once. So once they see the ink on the finger, it's of that notion to note that you have voted already. So we understand, oh, me want ball and oh, me don't want nothing from my finger. But come on, you go bathe, it's gonna come off. You know, it might take a day probably. It will come off. So nothing to cry home about. All right, it's just a part of the process to ensure a free and fair election. And people, those are your do's for election day. We're gonna go to the don'ts in a few, but consider them. Let me give you a quick run through. One, bring your ID, bring your voter's ID. That is specifically what is needed. Don't waste time coming with your passport, your visa, your driver's license. You're not here for a driving test. You are there to vote. So the ID that you need is your voter's ID. Two, wait your turn. If there's a line, join the line, follow the progression, listen to the instructions of persons there, and that will guide you until it's your turn to vote. Three, follow instructions. Listen to the poll clerks that's there, the election workers, the officers on scene. They will check your name and give you the instructions of what to do. So listen carefully. Number four, mark your X carefully. Place it inside the box. There's a designated box. They'll tell you, they'll show you on the day and say, this is the pencil, this is the paper, this is the box. Mark here. Don't make it go over into the next section. Please ensure that you mark your box in the mark your X in the specific box so that there's no issues with your vote. All right, fold your ballot paper and return it properly. Ensure that you fold it the way that they showed you to ensure that your vote is not exposed. All right, and then drop it in the box as instructed. Keep your decision private. Nobody needs to know what's going on in your vote at the polling station. When you go home, you can talk to your family and friends or whatever it is, but on election day in the polling station, ensure that you keep your decision private and you head back to your work, head home. Let's look on the don'ts. All right. I see some comments on the live. Let me see if we have some feedback on the do's. I think we have some persons also giving us some of the don'ts. All right, so let's take a quick look here. Instagram, Funtastic 93 FM. TikTok, Funtastic Fridays. YouTube, Funtastic Fridays. All right, so Fiona says, keep your preference to yourself and don't discuss your preferences. Yes, we mentioned that earlier. Give yourself time for verification. All right, write legible. Yes, nobody with no zigzag. Yeah, keep it nice and clear. Don't engage in open conversation about any party. Go your peaceful way. All right, so we're pretty much on the same page. Let's jump into the don'ts as we look on the do's and don'ts of election day. All right, so there are some strict rules in place to keep voting safe and fair. So one, there should be no political campaigning inside or near the polling stations. You hear that? There should be no political campaigning inside the polling station. That is banned. That's a no. So don't come into the polling station talking about this man, yeah, vote for this is that, and if you vote for this. That's not allowed on election day. There's no political campaigning that should be done inside the polling station for election day. Now, while in Jamaica, you are, most persons are going to be wearing their party colors, right? But if you are an election day worker, definitely should not be wearing any party colors. You should be a neutral individual, okay? You should not be wearing any shirts with any candidate's face. As I mentioned, no campaigning is allowed inside the polling station. Number two on the don't list. No phones are allowed inside the polling station. Now, when we say no phones, I understand persons might have phones in their pocket. Keep it in your pocket. because no pictures, videos, or calls should be allowed while voting. So if you know you have a phone, put it on silent or shut it off before entering the polling station. This is not a place for you to be taking out your phone. Yeah, my G, me there saying, right, you know, I'm going to put the X beside it. Yes, sir. Nope. You will be asked to leave the polling station. So ensure that you are not using your phones. No videos, no photos should be taken or done while voting inside the polling station. Follow these instructions, people, for a free and fair election. Smooth process we want. All right, number 3 on our list for the don'ts. This one is simple, straightforward, and to the point. No disturbances. So that's no fighting, no shouting, or intimidating others, as this can get you removed or even arrested. Yes, people, there will be officers there at the polling stations on election day, and they are ready to assist you if you are giving trouble or making a disturbance at the polling station. So, people, just keep it calm, relax, ensure that you are following these guidelines. Number 4 on our list of don'ts, what not to do on election day. Don't spoil your ballot, please. So ensure that you simply put the X beside the candidate you need to vote for or you want to vote for. There should be no extra marks, no doodles, no scribble. There should be no unclear marks. That means that you are unclear of the choice that you make. As in, if they are unable to identify the mark that you make while checking the count at the end of the day, it's a great possibility that your vote will be counted as a spoiled ballot and the vote will not count. All right? So please, people, don't spoil your ballots. Ensure that you mark your X where it should be. It's a simple, nice, big space for you to mark your X. Ensure that you do so, because once there are additional marks on that ballot sheet, it will be counted as a spoiled ballot and your vote will not count. All right? Number 5 on our list. This one is a big no-no, and that's why we put it at number 5. We would want no voter fraud for election day. No voter fraud for election day. What do we mean? Pretending to be someone other than yourself or voting more than once is a serious crime. So pretending to be someone else or voting more than once is a serious crime. So people, we want no voter fraud on election day. This is a big don't. If you vote already, nobody try to rub off the ink and come back and all these things and tell them all bag of lies. If you are caught, you may be subjected to prison time, and it's very serious crime. Okay? So let me run back the list of don'ts for you. So remember, there should be no campaigning in the polling station on election day. So this is not the time for you to come in the polling station with rag and flag or wave and have sing this or song about this party. You can do that at home, you can do that on the road, but no campaigning is permitted inside the voting area or the polling station. All right? Number 2, no phones inside, please. So no pictures, no phone calls, no videos should be allowed in the polling station while voting. All right? So leave your phones at home, or if you have a phone, put it in your pocket, put it in your bag, keep it on silent, put it on vibrate. But we are not answering calls in the polling station. You might see an officer come to you and remove you from the polling station because phones are not allowed to be used inside the polling station. No disturbances, people. So no fighting, no shouting, no intimidating others. That is not allowed on election day. That's a don't, people. All right, number 4, no spoiling of your ballot. Please ensure that you mark in the correct spot, because if you mark extra, if you scribble dibble, they ask you to write a X, you write a Q, people, might be considered as a spoiled ballot and your vote would not count. So ensure you follow the instructions and put your X right where it should be. Number 4, the big one, no voter fraud. You are not allowed to vote more than once, and you're not allowed to vote on behalf of somebody else, pretending to be that person. All right? So people, if you are caught, yes, it's a big crime in Jamaica. So yeah, you'll be punished accordingly. All right? Now, as it relates to voting or assisting others, there are rules and guidelines, and you can get more information on that in the terms of persons who have a disability and might need assistance while voting. Voters, the election day workers are trained to provide you with instructions in that case, and they will be happy to assist you to provide you with the guidelines. So all I can tell you after that is just to listen the instructions. All right? I see some more comments coming up on our Instagram live as well. I want to say big up to everybody that's got it locked in. Fantastic Friday. Big up to all our guests that were a part of the show today. I'm going to do a quick recap and then we close off with the conclusion. Let me see here. Fiona says, don't go to the polling station unless you are voting. It's not a hangout spot or amusement spot. That is correct. So police officers are on site, persons are on site to ensure that you don't create no bungle in the polling area. So even though there might be a polling station where there's a room you go into, even in the yard, it's not a space for you to run up and down or hang out and play domino. They'll be asked to leave the property. You can do that outside or at home. All right? It's not a hangout spot. And Fiona says, do not take no bribery. Yes. All right? Selling your vote is also a serious crime. All right, and people, yeah, if they have ways to find out, so keep that in mind. All right, so people, every Jamaican vote matters. Every vote matters. Our system is first past the post, which means even a small number of votes can decide a seat, and that can decide who forms the government. So following these do's and don'ts, you're not only protecting your right to vote, but also protecting Jamaica's democracy. The 2025 elections will be one of the most watched and talked about in recent history. It's a very big election coming up. And by voting responsibly, you're helping to keep the process free, fair, and peaceful. So people, these are the do's and don'ts of election day. What to do, what not to do. And a quick recap. Know your polling station. This is a do. Know your polling station. Keep your ID safe. Plan ahead. Election day, the polls open at 7 a.m. They close at 5 p.m. Plan your time. Each workers usually have 3 hours to go and vote if you're working. Communicate with your employer. Ensure that you have your schedule set. Stay calm. Listen to instructions. Everything will be fine. All right, so we look forward to elections 2025 set for September the 3rd, and yeah, hope we have a free and fair election and a safe day. No incidents, please. All right, let's do a recap. I want to say big up to all our guests that were part of the show today. Big up to Tiffany Gray, the real estate mogul, real estate tycoon, real estate broker. She does residential and commercial sales, all sorts of activity. Be sure to check her out for her company. That's going to be the Stellar Global Realty JA. Be sure to check them out on Instagram and all platforms. Visit their website for more information. Want to say big up to also our guests. We had in studio artist Aleka King. Spoke to us about her song Journey, our other arts as well. She's going to be at the event in Portmore performing and reading to the kids as well tomorrow on Saturday, so be sure to check that out. Also want to say a big up to El Shaddai, aka Dolly Dawn. Large up to her. She talked to us about her song Fire, which is raging a storm right now, and also about her compilation with Lisa Hyper titled Drunk Off Your Love. So big up to her and the team as well. And I also want to say a big up to Kenisha. That's the PR and media manager for the the 5K Eco Run that's going to be happening in Anova at the Trial Estate. So be sure to check that out. And it's going to be on Sunday, August the 24th. The pre-warm-up begins at 5:30 and the run begins at 6 a.m. That's going to be wonderful with the trial background setting there, people. You don't want to miss it. Go ahead, visit the website for the 5K Eco Run. All right, so I want to say big up to everybody that got it locked in. Fiona drops a couple more points. Let me just go ahead and check this out. All right, let me see while that refreshes. I want to say big up to everybody who checked us out on TikTok today. I'm going to try and do more TikTok lives. I see the engagements over there as well. Persons are like, yeah, happy to see you. All right, so Fiona says, this election is for the people, of the people, and by the people. Keep safe, Jamaica. Love and respect. The main goal of the and order of the day. Yeah, that's the main goal, people. Order of the day. All right, so you know the flex, people. I hope you guys have a safe and fantastic weekend. I want to say big up to everybody got it locked in. Fiona, Yonia, distributors, large up yourself. And you know what she said? Maybe long, but not forever. So people, from Funtastic Friday here at News Talk 93 FM, I'm Mr. Fresh Concepts. Follow us on Funtastic 93 FM on Instagram and Facebook. You can find us on TikTok at Funtastic Fridays. You can find us on YouTube at Funtastic Fridays. Subscribe. Drop a comment. Share it with a friend. Have a fantastic weekend.